الشوق يبقى في اغترابي فقير في الحياة من الصحاب.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Good Talks with Coombs. I'm your host, Kuma Bakayoko, and on this podcast, we explore topics that can, inshallah, help you along your journey in the deen and life in general. Um, it's been a while. When's the last time I posted this episode? I think it was before Eid. I believe so. I hope everyone's Eid was good. I kind of took a small hiatus. Things got a bit hectic for me. Life was lifing. So why not give you guys a bit of an update before I kind of jump into today's episode? I essentially just kind of wanted to focus on Ramadan during the time. Like, I didn't want any distractions. I kind of wanted to be able to pour into it as much as I can and focus on the goals that I was trying to achieve during Ramadan. Um, and that kind of just caused me to take a pause in the first place. So here's an update. I graduated, got my bachelor's degree in social work. Whoop whoop. I am starting my master's program here coming up short in August 19th. Is an accelerated program, so that means it's going to be pretty quickly. I said pretty quickly, pretty quick, so I'm kind of nervous about that. I'm kind of anxious to see how that's going to go. I would say during that time, I was just focused on trying to finish up school. I'm talking about final exams. I'm talking about make sure I'm trying to graduate on time. I'm trying to make sure that I got all my credits and stuff like that. There were moments where I thought I was not going to graduate. I kid you not. Um let's just say cough cough ChatGPT. Okay, let me tell you, I thought I was safe. Okay, I thought I was safe from ChatGPT, but come to find out, I'm not. Nobody's safe. So do what you want with that information. Uh, Anyways, I was also trying to finish up my internship. Honestly, when I tell y'all, like, I was done, I was at my wit's end. Like, I was not even burnt out. I was just burnt. I was done. Charcoal done. Like, yeah, I was just trying to finish it up and get out of there. Um, and then, but alhamdulillah, I was able to get a new job through my internship. So I can't be too mad about that. So I can't be like, ugh, I was trying to wrap it up because I was able to get a new job that's actually aligns with what I'm trying to do in the future with social work, which is a school-based social worker. My goal is to hopefully one day, inshallah, be a school social worker within the high school that I graduated from. So cross fingers. But to kind of give myself a platform or somewhere to start, I am a school-based case manager. So alhamdulillah, I'm happy that I'm able to kind of get an opportunity to start where I want to eventually end up, which is school social working. And then I also got married. Yeah, your baby's a wife. Wifey. Yeah. When I was saying that, like, okay, well, I don't, yeah, whatever. But, like, how people be saying, like, 2024 is the year of marriages. Yeah, I was one of them. I didn't do nothing crazy. I just had a small nikah, just had a few people come. It was nothing, like, of the sort, nothing too over the top. Hopefully later down the line, I am thinking about maybe having, the big deal, but we'll see. I have to talk it over with my husband and kind of see what's the plan with that side, but with the family, it's looking like we're having it. So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, Allah Mubarak, like, that process was low key chaotic, but alhamdulillah, I'm grateful because I was able to complete half of my deen. Like, what? If I was able to show y'all my ring, I will show you guys. But obviously I cannot because I'm talking to you guys through a mic. So yeah. But now that everything has calmed down, I kind of want to just now focus on my passions. So I'm back with a brand new episode. I know it's been a minute. But I'm here, so that's all that matters. So, today's topic is for those who are curious or even considering wearing the hijab and kind of looking for some tips or maybe some advice on how to start. So, let's get into it. Okay, so before we essentially kind of dive into the practicals, the obvious, you know what I mean? The obvious things that you need to kind of start wearing the hijab, like let's kind of discuss like the significance of the hijab, right? So for many, it represents a deep connection to the faith. It's a commitment to modesty, which is a big thing, and then it's also a way to express, one's identity. So yes, the hijab is a religious obligation, obviously based on the teachings of Islam, but it also encourages modesty and there are specific guidelines for men and women, but today we're just gonna focus on the ladies, okay? What did Beyonce say? Who won the world? Girls. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, okay, so what is the proper way to wear it? Okay. So, yes, okay, it is important to remember that when wearing the hijab, it is crucial to understand the rules in which you must wear it. Like, as somebody who just started wearing the hijab, like I would say back in October 2023, there's a lot of things that I'm still learning about it. I think I would say I learned pretty quickly that the hijab is just not just the scarf, right? Like, there's a lot of things that go into it: your speech, how you carry yourself, and then most importantly, the clothes you wear, what you represent as. You know what I mean? So I would say it would be kind of interesting to um, kind of see, kind of notice that like it all comes into play. Like it all plays a big role. It's not just the scarf. So it's just obviously it's not just a headscarf, meaning like you are not only covering your hair, but you're also covering your neck, your ears, as well as your body, right? There was a TikTok video that I actually watched that kind of went in depth about the 8 conditions when it comes to wearing the proper hijab. And like I said, when I watched that video, I was just like, whoa, I didn't even know like there were so many things that, you know what I mean, kind of went into wearing the hijab, which if it's one thing I'm gonna emphasize in this episode is doing your research is very important. You don't want to be a part of the group that's ignorant. You know what I mean? You want to be able to learn as much as you can about the things to make sure that you're doing whatever you can to please Allah, right? So the first one, right, which was a shocker for me. No, okay, it's not a shocker. Obvious, it's an obvious one. Okay, everybody knows this. Like, it's I would say common sense, but not everybody's common sense is the same common sense. If y'all get what I'm saying. Okay, so the first one, right? Hijab must be loose and not tight. It pretty much self-explanatory, right? Like you want, I'm guessing, not even guessing, it's pretty much basically saying like if you're gonna wear the headscarf, the body has to match too, right? You can't wear a headscarf and then wear a crop top. You get what I'm saying? You can't wear a headscarf and then wear a tight pair of jeans, right? Like pretty much like if you're gonna wear a headscarf, the body must match and it gotta be loosey goosey. Okay, it gotta be loose. Like it can't show any form, any figure. Like it can't, you know what I mean? You don't want to show your assets, if you get what I'm saying. Number two, okay, it cannot resemble the clothes of a non-Muslim. So it's just like anything you will see a non-Muslim wear, essentially just do the opposite, which is don't wear what they wear. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Don't do too much. Keep it classy. Keep it cute. 3, it cannot resemble the clothes of men. Okay? So, don't wear what men wear. Okay? Let's not, like, we all in 2024 should be trying to tap into our feminine energy. Okay? We want to be soft. We want to be cute. We want to be, just feminine. Not no like, yo, we want to be, yo. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to be, we don't want, we don't want to be doing too much. Okay? Number 4. Now, this one, I ain't gonna lie, when I listened to the video, I felt like that kind of just bursted my bubble because, if you know me, if you know, you know, right? And if you know women in general, perfume is our life. Like, we emphasize the importance of smelling nice, smelling good. Okay? So, finding out that, like, your hijab cannot be perfume, meaning not only the headscarf but also just the clothes you wear. So it could be abaya, it could be like anything that represents hijab, like it cannot be perfumed. And it does make sense. It does make sense as to why it cannot be perfumed, because perfume and smelling good does attract unwanted attention, right? For example, like me and my sister-in-law, me and my sis, we went out somewhere. We went to go get carpet or something. I was helping her find a carpet for her house. And we had on perfume. Okay? And let's just say the guy came up to us and was like, the guy that was helping us, first of all, sorry. The guy that was helping us was like, oh, wow. Like, y'all smell good. And I was like, that made me realize, yeah, I gotta stop wearing perfume. Like, that ends today. Like, no. Because, first of all, like, I'm here to buy carpets. Do your job. Why are you asking me what kind of perfume I wear? Why? 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 So yeah, that's just, one of those things. Another obvious one, number 5, it cannot be see-through or transparent. Okay, I'm sorry. The whole point of the hijab is to cover your outer what? Ooh, I know I pronounced that so wrong, but you get what I'm saying. The whole purpose of wearing the hijab is to stay covered. If you're wearing a hijab that's transparent, that's see-through, then it's like, you know, it's the math ain't mathin', if you get what I'm trying to say. The math ain't mathin'. So it's like, alright. Number 6, it cannot be clothes of fame, meaning should not stand out from anyone else. So like wearing the hijab, like it can't be something that like is flashy. Like you step out, all eyes on you. Like everybody's like, whoa, ooh, who's that? Ooh, what's your name? Like, what's up? Like, who is you? Like, what's good? What's tea? Like, no. You feel me? You low key want to be low key, discreet. Like, I'm not saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I guess what I'm saying is you don't want to be doing too much. You don't want to be wearing the hijab for the sole purpose of trying to be seen. Because the whole purpose of the hijab is to protect yourself from unwanted attention. So, doing the opposite just wouldn't necessarily make sense, if you get what I'm saying. It just wouldn't. Like, there are things that's on your body that's not meant to be seen by everyone, and that's the whole purpose of wearing the hijab in the first place. Like, you're not supposed to be walking outside and everybody can literally see you. I ain't gonna say too much, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then number 8, it should be clothing which is not beautified. So obviously, makeup, perfume, like accessories and stuff like that. It's still something that, now I'm not gonna lie, with the makeup and accessories, it is something that I'm still kind of struggling with. So it's just more so just going at your own pace and kind of slowly but surely becoming better at the end of the day. Like, obviously, all these things cannot be done cold turkey, right? You kind of want to take a stab at it day by day. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, from the video perspective. And I thought, like, okay, why not add that into the episode? Why not add that and share that with you guys as well? Because, the whole purpose of those videos and, podcasts like mine and other Islamic podcasts that gives out dawah is to basically learn and apply those things that you learn into your life, day-to-day life, essentially. You can try by implementing these steps into your daily routine, which I've also been doing as well, slowly. Like, I also just try not to, when I'm going out, I try to refrain from spraying any perfume. I just kind of stick to deodorant. And then also, like, but when I am in the house, or like if I'm going to see my husband or things of that nature, like, I do spray a little bit here and there, but I try not to do too much. So, in Surah 33, Azab, I hope I pronounced that right, Ayah 59, it says, O Prophet, tell your wives and your daughters and the women of the believers to draw their cloaks, veils all over their bodies. Essentially, screen themselves completely except the eyes, or one eye to see the way. That will be better, that they should be known as free, respectable women, so as not to be annoyed. And Allah is ever oft forgiving and most merciful. So I essentially pulled this ayah from islamic.org. I'm going to put that in the show notes. It also just kind of discusses about the way you should dress. My favorite saying that I heard from somewhere is, if you can't pray in it, it's probably not modest, or whatever, something like that. Like, if you can't pray in it, then it's most definitely not modest, right? Yeah. Anyways, I've had my own experiences, and I'm still gaining experiences with it to this day. I'm still learning. I'm still gaining new information on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, this religion kind of teaches you to kind of do your own research and kind of learn as you go. You're not expected to learn or know everything from the get-go. Although it is obligatory, it is also a journey, and like I said, you have to start somewhere to get somewhere. Many, including me, growing up in a household where, we're told that it is a choice, and, we had parents who didn't really force it on you, which is true on one hand, because everything we do in this religion is a choice, and you have a choice to either follow or don't, but it does not excuse the simple fact that this was something that Allah required us as women to do. So keep that in mind. Do what you will with that information, okay? Don't wait till you're good or perfect to wear the hijab. That will never happen. Doesn't matter who the person is. We all got sins that we are struggling with. I know for me, I for a while thought that, like, I had to be perfect to wear the hijab. I thought, like, when I saw women with the hijab on, I thought, like, wow, like, they must have their life together, they must have their deen together, they must have, like, everything, like, figured out. Like, who am I to think that, like, I'm even worthy enough to wear it, right? And it's kind of sad that I kind of put, which is true, women who wear hijab are kind of put onto a pedestal, low-key. They represent, what a Muslim looks like. But what I didn't realize is, Allah's basically saying, like, come as you are. Like, when you wear the hijab, you're not expected to be perfect. You're not expected to have your life all together. But you can be what's the word? You can essentially not be perfect and still wear the hijab and still figure yourself out. So once I kind of put two and two together, I realized, like, wow, I am worthy of the hijab. Like, for me to think that because of the things that I've done in my life, or the things that I've done in the past, that it deemed me unworthy, it was just, like, kind of mind-boggling to say. So yeah, take my experience as an example, as like, you don't have to be perfect to wear the hijab. You know what I mean? You don't, it's not something that's cold turkey. It's something that is a process. And if you allow yourself to be open to that process, you know, Allah will be there to guide you along the way. And He doesn't leave no one behind. No one's left behind. So as long as you're willing to put in the effort and the work, He will meet you halfway. I would say for me, right, the hijab is just more than something I wear on my head. For me, it is a way to kind of express myself in a way that is pleasing to my creator. Um, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't put something on someone that they cannot bear, right? Um, Everything that is taught in Islam is for the betterment of that person. So understanding that living in a westernized country like the dunya is a lot easier to get a hold of. It is definitely difficult to kind of ignore the temptations because it's so accessible. Like, if you really wanted to, you can just go grab it right then and there. And it's easier to get distracted. So wearing the hijab is essentially like your daily reminder of the deen and who you do it for. Like, we live in a society where everyone wants to be seen, and I don't even want to stop. I know we all seen the 20 versus 1 videos all over social media, and the main thing being showcased is women getting objectified in ways that I considered harmful, right? Like, man. So, as women, we are more than just our bodies, our looks, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows His creation, and He knows what tempts us. So, people forget it's not just women who have to be modest, it's also men as well, okay? And it's not just modest with how we dress or what we wear. The scarf is how we carry ourselves, right? And the things we say. You want to be seen for how good your character is and how well you carry yourself. Not how good you look in a dress or how big your gluteus maximus is. I'm no better than any man, and some sisters are blessed, but it should not be the first thing, someone notices about you. And to be honest, right? It's not a good feeling either. Like, imagine the first question someone asks you is, can you do 360 for me? That is wild. That's extremely wild. Am I right? Like, crazy. But let's go ahead and get back on topic. So, getting started with your hijab journey may seem intimidating, but I'm gonna give y'all some 5 tips. Finally, I'm sorry, I kind of low key just kind of went on a rant, low key, but we gonna get back on topic though. It was worth it though, cause I know y'all can learn a few things from what I've stated. But to get back on topic, here are 5 tips that I used that may be beneficial for you and beneficial when you're trying to take that first, initial step. So, tip number 1, you want to start with the intention, right? Okay. So, my first tip will be to set the intention and set the intention with sincerity, right? Now, what do I mean by that? In your heart and in your mind, you should express your intention on wanting to wear it. Not for the sake for yourself, but for the sake of Allah. And the intention does not have to be verbalized, but it should be sincere and heartfelt. Acknowledge that your choice is a form of worship and strengthening, right? And then strengthen your relationship with your creator. Understanding your motivation should be the first step, right? You want to know who you're doing it for and kind of want to know why you're doing it in the first place. If you don't have that figured out, then it's kind of difficult to kind of take that initial first step, right? And just thinking about doing it means that you're heading in the right direction. Now, I'm going to tell you, it is important to understand that the spiritual significance of it and learning why we do it is crucial, right? It's crucial to know that wearing the hijab is just not a physical act, but also a spiritual one. So, essentially, kind of understanding its significance and its importance and kind of what it holds in our faith as Muslims and also how it aligns with our principles and the Quran and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, like learning that and putting in the effort to kind of realize that and understand that is going to be the best thing you'll do for yourself in terms of starting to wear the hijab. Now, the also biggest thing, there's a lot of biggest things, okay? You have to be open to personal growth and kind of just recognize that this journey is your journey alone. You gotta kind of have to give yourself grace and, like, don't let the outside noise tell you how you should be on your journey. Like, embrace this new opportunity. Use prayer as your weapon and use that as a way to seek guidance and support from Allah, asking Him to keep you steadfast on this journey. Inshallah. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go to tip number 2. Now, I'm hopefully tip number 1 kind of gives you an idea, right? Hopefully that is helpful to you, and I'm hoping you guys are taking some notes, okay? Because I'm not dropping gems to be dropping gems. I'm dropping gems, hopefully that it sticks to you. I'm hoping that by me sharing what I've done and what I'm continuing to do in my journey, it sticks to someone. Someone, picks up on it. It's like, wow, the light bulb kind of goes off. So, tip number 2, be kind and patient with yourself, right? You have to understand that this is a personal journey and it's okay to take your time, right? And embrace the fact that, like, it's not going to be easy, right? Allah doesn't put tests, or Allah doesn't put something on His slaves that they cannot bear. He doesn't put things on us that He knows that we're not going to be able to handle. He knows that we're going to be able to handle it, but it's up to us to kind of see that and essentially kind of realize that, right? Embracing the fact that, like, it's not going to be easy and it's going to be something that requires patience. It's going to do us a huge service. We have a lot of people in the community and, like, even outside the community who like to give unwanted opinions and don't know how to properly give dawah, aka advice, to someone. Essentially, that's what dawah means. Just in case, just in case, some people don't know. They say you need to wear it, but essentially they don't give tips on how you can kind of, replace the bad with the good. That's why it's important that, like, you practice for the betterment of yourself and your relationship with Allah and not for others, right? To kind of give a personal story on why, like, how you, like, started when you thought it was. To kind of give a personal story, like, I remember, like, when I first started wearing a hijab, I kind of put it on because I thought that, like, that's what my peoples wanted. I thought that's what my auntie wanted. I thought that's what my uncle wanted. I thought that's what my dad and my mom wanted. So, essentially, my intention, which I started with tip number 1, if you were listening, my intention was not wearing it because that's the right thing to do, right? My intention was not wearing it because it's for the sake of Allah. My intention was wearing it because I low-key wanted my peoples to get off my back. And low-key, I thought that was the right thing to do. So, obviously, when your intentions are wrong or are not in the right place when it comes to wearing the hijab, you're not going to stick with it, right? So, that's my little personal backstory. But once I realized, okay, like, I'm not wearing the hijab for them. I'm wearing the hijab for the sake of myself, for the sake of my relationship with Allah, right? When I was doing it for the sake of outside people or my family in general, it never stuck. It took me 2 times. I put it on the first time, took it off. Second time, put it on, took it off. Third time, it took me on the third try for it to finally stick. Once I realized, like, okay, at the end of the day, the same way I came in this world, it's the same way I'm going to exit, which is alone, right? Me wearing the hijab for my family is not necessarily doing a disservice. Me wearing the hijab for the sake of just so people can feel good about me or have a good thing to say about me. No matter what you do, there's gonna be people out there who feel like they have an opinion in your life, they have a say, right? You know what I mean? So when I realized, like, yo, come on, like, you ain't doing it for these people. Like, they're not gonna be the ones on Judgment Day backing you. Like, that, it's gonna be you and Allah. So it's like, once the pieces started piecing, it was endgame from there. Like, again, once I set the right intention and realize I'm not doing it for these people, I'm doing it for myself and Allah only. It's me and Him, ride or die, to the end. So, yeah, essentially. So, yeah. Sorry about that. I got a little bit emotional. But, yeah, so as I was saying, previously, like, you can still be imperfect and wear the hijab. Like, I feel like once I changed my mindset, it made wearing the hijab a lot more easier. So when you look at it from the perspective of I'm not perfect, I'm going to make mistakes and all those things, and that's okay, right? Because we're made that way. We're made to make mistakes. We're not made to be perfect. But you want to use those mistakes as your foundation to build on top of it, and which is growth, right? When you make a mistake, you learn from it and you grow, right? So essentially, whether you show your neck or wrap it towards the back, or you wrap it properly and struggle with covering yourself in a fully modest way, or just fully in modesty, meaning not wearing any clothes that can show your form, like, it's okay. Take it take it step by step. It's okay that you don't fully cover. Like, okay, whoa, sorry. It's not okay. Astaghfirullah. It's not okay. But what I'm saying is terms of your journey, like, take it, you know what I mean, day by day, in a sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, yeah, that was crazy. Don't 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 mind what I said. But just take it step by step, and inshallah, before you know it, you'll become the Muslima you dreamt of becoming. Inshallah. Okay. Now, to kind of stick on topic, low key, I know many people saw the video of the woman, the sister, kind of giving dawah on the hijab. Many people had a negative reaction to it. Many people had a positive reaction. I kind of low-key just kind of wanted to give my opinion on it. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel that what she stated was factual. Everything she said in that video was facts. Like, we're not gonna sit here and deny that. But what I will say is her delivery and execution could have been a tad, just a tad, just a smidge. It could have been a smidge better. Like, it could have been a little bit better, a little bit. But other than that, I feel like everything she said was facts. You know what I mean? And she even, you know what I'm saying? Like, she even said, like, even I still struggle with makeup and wearing the right clothes. But she just said, like, the bottom line, like, if you're wearing the hijab, like, you might as well just do the bare minimum, right? Now, I will say she could have said it in a better way, but yeah, everything she said was facts. And if I keep talking about it, I'm gonna just keep repeating the same thing. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I just thought that was something I could say. Now, on to tip number 3. Boom. So when it comes to wearing hijab, or your first journey, you want to create small goals, right? So when I first started wearing the hijab, I didn't necessarily do it the correct way right out the gate. I had a few, hiccups, showing the baby hair, doing the edges, all those things, wearing jeans with a top and all those things. Like, yeah, I wasn't doing it the right way when I first had the hijab. So, like I said, and mind you, when I was wearing the hijab, like, my intentions was not in the right, space. So I just thought that I should share that. Yeah. But even though I wasn't wearing the hijab the right way, it still helped me my transition into wearing the hijab properly a lot easier. The amazing thing about a creator, right, and as I mentioned in the last episode, is like, once he gets a hold of you, it is difficult for him to let go. So all those times that I took it off, and put it back on. It was kind of him, you know what I'm saying, in the kitchen, cooking, cooking in the stirring the pot, you know what I'm saying? And he knew what he had in store for me. And everything is a time and a place, and means we should not procrastinate, right? And kind of actively work towards that goal every day. We are temporary beings here in this world, and we're here for a short time. We truly don't know when that's going to end, so it is important to kind of start now. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta start in order for him to meet you halfway. You know what I mean? It's all about taking that initial step, and creating yourself small goals is, in a sense, the perfect way to kind of get started. You can start by simply buying scarves. It can be jersey, chiffon. Not my fave. Chiffon is not really my fave, but I'm going to like it. Okay. You can start by wrapping your hair in like cute turban styles. Hairstyles, the common styles are like wrapping it towards the back. Each day I would kind of suggest trying different wrapping styles you see online. My go-to is Pinterest. I love Pinterest. My girl down. She never leaving my side. And trying a new one each day. Your goal is to kind of be able to wrap the hijab correctly. That's the end goal, right? And wrapping the hijab correctly is what? Covering your ears, covering your hair, covering everything down to how you dress, right? So, in a sense, you might, like, even though you might struggle with covering your neck and ears and chest here and there, it doesn't mean that you kind of, you know what I mean, like, give up on trying to become better. Like, you want to keep trying for the sake of Allah, and don't stop or quit for people. Like I said, no matter what people may say to try to discourage you, block it out and keep pushing yourself, because one day you're going to look back and look at yourself and be proud of how far you came. Like, I still have pictures from back then when I wasn't wearing the hijab, and I look back and I be like, dang, like, the life I used to live was crazy. Like, wow, I've came a long way. Some people delete the pictures that they used to have from back then, but I kept mine in a sense of like a reminder of where I don't want to be, or the life I don't ever want to live again, essentially. So, yeah. So, especially for me, when I started, like I said, my intentions weren't there, but when I started wearing the hijab, like, I first started, like, wrapping my hair to the back, wrapping my hair in, like, different styles, until I fully started wrapping it the right way. So, that leads me into tip number 4. You always want to celebrate the small milestones. So, whether it's the first time you wear the hijab in public, or the first time you wear it for an entire day, like, acknowledging these small achievements can boost your confidence and also your motivation. So after celebrating a milestone, consider setting a new goal for yourself. Like, this can involve trying more hijab styles, participating in community events, or expanding your hijab wardrobe. I know for me, I'm still struggling to find my hijab style. Okay, I want to say I'm struggling because I found it, but there's a new style that I do want to try. So I'm very much like very comfortable with wearing abayas, kamars, jababs, and things of that nature. But I am a low-key a fashion girl at heart, okay? I do love me a good jean and, top, you know what I'm saying, some sneakers, some sneaks. So I guess I just have to figure out, like, how to maneuver in that area while still keeping it halal and cute. So whether that be baggy jeans or things of that nature, yeah, I'm gonna figure that part out. Anyways, as I was saying, right? So setting new goals is gonna kind of keep the momentum going, right? And it adds like a sense of purpose to your journey. And then also to kind of keep you going, share your achievements with your peoples. Like, tell people about what you're doing in terms of your hijab journey. Like, having people in your corner, a community that's behind you and supporting you, is also a nice thing as well. There's going to be a podcast video that I'm going to drop that talks about community and friends and all those things. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. But yeah, by expressing your successes, like, Not only does it celebrate your progress, but it also kind of allow others to share, you know what I'm saying, in your joy and offer like motivation. So it's very important to kind of find people who are on the same path as you, because it does make you feel less alone in the journey. And then also you want to find people that do celebrate your small achievements with you, inshallah. um I will go more in depth, like I said, about this specific topic in a different episode, because boy, do I have a lot to say in terms of finding your people and kind of what essentially happens when you do start, your journey back to Allah, and, when you do focus a little bit more on your deen. So I will talk more about it. But in terms of finding people that do celebrate your small achievements, to kind of give like a little story of mine, because I like, it is important that I do share my experiences, so you guys can kind of see that like I've been there, I understand, and like you're not alone, right? So I had when I first initially kind of officially put on the hijab, which was back in October, I had a friend, and like randomly she was just like, yo, like, oh my God, like, I can't believe you put on the hijab. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I need to take you out. Like, we're going out. I'm giving you a gift. Like, all those things. So, like, she was actually the first person, like, first and only person that gave me 3 abayas and a hijab to match that. And that kind of started me on my hijab journey. And for her, like, I appreciate her. I appreciate her. Like, I love her down. No matter what, like, I will always love her in terms of what she did for me when I first started on my hijab journey. So that is a prime example of having people that do celebrate you and that do essentially, you know what I mean, motivate you to want to keep going, essentially. So it's like when you do reach a milestone, you want to take a moment to kind of acknowledge that and like appreciate your achievements. You want to essentially kind of reflect on your journey and like the challenges you've experienced and overcame and the growth you've also made. Like, I feel that we all, including me, right, we have like a bad habit of like minimizing like our achievements. I have a really bad habit of, if I've achieved something big, like I always tend to make it seem like it's so small when it's not. It's such a big deal. Like, and then I'm always like, I feel like we all have a tendency of making them smaller than what they really are, but in reality they're bigger than what we think. So it's like, don't be afraid to celebrate the small wins. They're just as big. Cool. All right. And that kind of leads me into my tip number 5. Like, find a style that fits you, right? You want to build like a hijab wardrobe that reflects your style. So like, whether it's colors, patterns, whatever, that you want to find what resonates the most with you, right? The biggest thing is feeling comfortable, but also keeping it halal, keeping it cute, keeping it classy. You don't want to be doing too much, right? You kind of want to wear stuff that you want to kind of wear clothing, right, that overall enhances like your overall comfortability, right, for the hijab. The whole point is to make you feel comfortable in your hijab. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. So it's like, for me, I love playing around with different colors, trying different ways to tie them. Over time, I figured out a style that makes me feel the most comfortable, but you know what I mean? That just takes time and effort to kind of figure out what fits your face. I have a very round, full face, so I try to do hijab styles that kind of fit around that. I don't want to do something that kind of goes against it, because then I look kind of weird. Okay? Okay. Anyways, you want to explore different hijab styles, so, and kind of figure out what suits you best. So you want to experiment with kind of simple wraps, maybe a few turban styles that are still halal, right? The whole point is to still be halal, like, and fit the guidelines of what the hijab is. Don't, like I said, keep it cute, keep it classy. Don't do too much. Okay? Okay. So, like I said, right, as you become more comfortable and gradually build a more modest wardrobe, and only way to do that, and the only way I started doing that was I started with how I shop online. So I started stop shopping for revealing clothes and things that showed my figure, and then started shopping for more clothes that are more covering, and that's how I slowly started getting into my hijab journey. Like I said, everything can't be cold turkey. There are some people that can do things cold turkey. They can wake up and be like, boom, all right, bet we doing this. And then there's some people, it takes time. It's a gradual thing. It's a gradual process. It's a process. Okay? So essentially doing this, right, building your modest wardrobe, it essentially allows you to have a variety of options for different occasions. So you kind of want to take into account your face shape, your features when experimenting with different hijab styles. Like I said, have a round face. So we want to do stuff that accentuates that, not go against it. So certain styles may complement different face shapes. So you want to kind of try different ways to wrap it to see what enhances your natural features and make you feel the most confident. The end goal is to be able to wear it fully and correctly. That is the end goal. So, in conclusion, thank you for allowing me to yap your ears off. Okay, and hopefully my yapping was beneficial to you and you were able to take a few things from it. I kind of want to kind of tie things kind of all together. So these are 5 tips that, that you can use to help grow your love for the hijab and inshallah, hopefully encourage you to wear it. Remember to kind of give yourself patience and grace. You are not the only one going through this journey. Whether you show a little hair or show your neck or chest, it is still a journey and a small step. My words are escaping me. And hopefully it is still a journey, right? And hopefully a small step towards something big, right? Which is wearing it the right way and feeling confident and comfortable. So remember to use this year's, or just use this episode as a kickstart, right? An introduction to the hijab. So whether you're somebody who wears it only during Ramadan or wear it here and there, all that doesn't matter. What matters is your intention and kind of building your relationship with your creator and the hijab. And your creator being Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you the guidance, strength, and ease in wearing the hijab. And may it draw you closer to Him. May He grant you the patience and perseverance needed to navigate any difficulties that may arise as you wear the hijab and help you remain steadfast on the deen. May He accept your sincere efforts in wearing the hijab. May it be sincere of spiritual growth, closeness to Him, and a means of embodying the values of modesty. And may He grant your acceptance and approval. May He protect you from any negative influences, any judgments as you wear the hijab. May He shield your heart from the whispers of doubt and surround it with supportive and understanding individuals. And may He make you consistent in your commitment to wearing the hijab and help you overcome the challenges and maintain this practice with sincerity and devotion. Ameen. I hope this episode has been helpful, and I hope you were able to learn something from this that you can apply to your current life. As always, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to listen to the last episode if you haven't already. Share this with someone who may need this. Quick reminder, I am no sheikh or things of that nature, and I am open, always open to correction. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode. I need to go get some water. My mouth is dry. I'm done. But yes, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Inshallah, I'm happy to be back and I'm here to stay. Inshallah, bye for now.
طويل الشوق يبقى في اغترابي فقير في الحياة